Hello, Indiana Jones Minute listeners. Before we get to the show, we wanted to announce that our store is finally open on tpublic.com. There you will find the first wave of shirts and other apparel, as well as mugs, phone cases, and even art prints that will help you share with the world your love of the show and of the world of Indiana Jones in general. So just go to www.indianajonesminute.com/store and start looking cool today.
It's a podcast about Indiana Jones. Every movie, 1 minute at a time. Indiana Jones Minute.
Welcome back to the Indiana Jones Minute, the daily podcast in which we celebrate and discuss the film Raiders of the Lost Ark 1 minute at a time. I'm Tom Taylor.
I'm Pete Mummert.
I'm still the intern, Jerry Porter.
And I'm Chris Eliopoulos.
Chris, welcome.
What are you guys doing here?
Well, how'd you get in this room? What's happening?
I was hiding in the corner.
Oh my God. Give me a heart attack. Well, we're glad you're here.
Thanks for having me.
Now that you've snuck in here, you should just stick around for the rest of the week and talk about Raiders with us.
Well, I already have like Wendy's in the corner, so I'm just going to munch and hang out.
Perfect. Gosh, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm jealous.
Do they still have a 99-cent meal?
Don't they all?
Yeah, really. Isn't that that's how they all stay in business?
And they have a baked potato now, so or always had a baked potato thing.
Oh, yeah.
So come on, how many fast food places have baked potatoes?
It's healthy.
Yum.
It's like an Olive Garden.
It's like carb heaven.
Well, let's talk about minute 101. I cannot believe we're at minute 101. That's insane. Of Raiders of the Lost Ark. And this minute, 101, begins with Belloq being told that the altar he asked for is ready, and it ends with Indy bumping into Belloq on purpose because they're adversaries.
Now, I was talking about some scenes where Michael Sheard, who played Admiral Ozzel and actually Adolf Hitler in a later episode of Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
If this scene, if you look up in the conning tower of the sub, he's up there looking very grumpy.
Oh, that's him up there?
That's him. Yeah, that's
cool.
the one little tiny shot he made in. And there's there's like a triangle-shaped cable coming out of the front of the tower, so it looks kind of like he's in a little mini Star Destroyer.
Are we going back to the theory?
We are. And he's like, if you want to keep going with it, he's looking down, and there's a guy dressed all in black who's kind of bossing him around and dresses funny. And then a guy looks like Han Solo who's kind of sneaking by wearing like kind of cast-off stuff, and they don't see him.
Dresses funny.
Wow.
Well, I have a question here.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to Malta with the Ark?
What do you mean?
No, the altar, like as in a church or a synagogue altar, like a place to have a ceremony.
He says the altar is ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to Malta.
You thought the island of Malta was ready?
And Malta is ready.
God
Your
damn it,
malted
I was
milkshake
gonna-
is ready.
You know what? I was gonna fucking text you, Pete, and exclude Tom, and be like, "Are they going to Malta? Is this the island of Malta?" I thought they're always in Malta. He said altar.
Yeah. Because I don't think Belloq's going to radio ahead and say, "Hey, could you prepare Malta for me?"
I swear to Christ, that's what I thought he said. I always thought he said that.
Well,
Now you know.
we're learning.
Well, all of that can be expunged.
Or duplicated and repeated and made a
Well, you
little
know
longer.
what, though? I did notice this. Surprisingly, it sounds like Belloq is in charge at the moment.
Yeah, this is...
Yeah.
The guy calls him sir.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And I was... Well, so, I mean, we still don't really entirely know where they are. They're basically just on a secret island that's north of Crete, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Nazi Island.
It's the island.
Secret
But
island.
I did, and there is something funny. And Pete, I think you'll like this. As you said, Dietrich just called Belloq Monsieur,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, well, yeah, what's with the respect all of a sudden?
Yeah.
Well,
It's his game now, right? So now, like, they did their part. So now it's Belloq's turn.
see, I was thinking about it almost the other way. Like, it was Belloq's game until they found the Ark, and then it seemed like Dietrich, I mean, he's tossing girls into the Well of Souls against Belloq's wishes and offering him a drink and getting turned down and stuff. And so, yeah, it seems like I keep wondering, they should be done with Belloq now. And Dietrich should be back in charge. But also Dietrich seems like he is like treating Belloq with some respect, and almost like it doesn't matter to him anymore. It's like, hey, we got the Ark. I may as well be nice to the annoying French guy.
Well, see, I was thinking this was Pete. I thought I was thinking of you. What if Belloq went ballistic in that deleted scene, and he's the one who tore up that bandaged Nazi? And then he gives Marion that, in the last minute, he gives Marion that stare of like, see, I'm all Ralph Lauren on the outside, but I'm a French reign of terror on the inside. and then I thought maybe it was Belloq who actually killed Forrestal.
Nah, now you're going nuts.
I'm going nuts. I'm talking to Pete.
Well, I like where you're going. Kind of. I'm working on, I think, my most ridiculous theory yet, and it starts here in this minute. And Dietrich says he's uncomfortable with this Jewish ritual, and notice Belloq's kind of glare at Dietrich after he says that in his body language. And
you guys know what he's talking about, right? The ritual. They're talking about a bris. He has to actually go through a circumcision before they can do this. So he's a little nervous about this one.
That changes everything.
Everything.
I'm totally on Dietrich's side now. I'm uncomfortable with the thought of this.
Well, in general, Belloq is a very patient man, but here I think we see him acting impatiently because he's not going to wait until they get to Berlin to open the Ark. So I was like, all right, let's think about that. What if the Ark of the Covenant had been opened in Berlin in front of Der Ferber?
Oh.
Right.
There would have been this biblical whoop-ass in Berlin in 1936.
Well, you can see that if you watch Inglourious Bastards. That's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, too. It looks like Belloq is looking at the scorch marks on the container there for a while. Maybe he sort of understands that there is something evil going. Maybe he's got the plan that he's going to kill all the Nazis and keep it to himself. Like he sees something evil happening.
Yeah, I think you're getting close there.
But see...
Well, did you hear how Chris said scorch marks? That's the Yahweh Sinch highlighter that we're talking about.
Oh, is that what it's called? Is that the term?
It's the Yahweh Sinch highlighter.
Yeah. Just in time for back to school.
For Christmas. It makes a great stocking stuffer.
But I'm really confused by all of it. Like, I don't know why... I mean, the Nazis needed Belloq to find the Ark because he's the king archaeologist.
The Ark.
The Ark.
Yeah.
But then why, now that they have it, why are they going through, like, okay, yeah, Dietrich doesn't want to open it in front of De Ferber and see if, like, it's a big failure. But then why not just open it up right now? Like, why doesn't, I know why Belloq's not. He thinks he's got to do this whole ritual and stuff and circumcise somebody. But Dietrich could just literally open up the crate, peek inside, and say, "Oh, it's sand. Is this bad? Like, we should carbon date this or something." Like,
well, he wants to wait. Dietrich wants to wait.
Why? For Berlin?
Well, it's not because, I mean, it's not. His mission is to just deliver the Ark of the Covenant to Berlin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
he seems within his, how do you know this is the real one? Like, this is, if you have to look inside to make sure all the pieces are there to know this is the actual one.
Well, Belloq plants that seed of doubt in there.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you could get fired if this shows up and this is, some Hobby Lobby Ark of the Covenant.
Right.
So they're
Which apparently it is
supernatural, right? I mean, they're just assuming at this point that it is like a powerful object that is a radio to God.
I guess that's what I'm wondering. Like, is Dietrich actually buying into that? Is he like, oh, well, De Ferber's super into this occult business, and he totally believes that this is a super powerful thing, so maybe I shouldn't mess with it? Or is he like, oh, 10 Commandments? That'd be neat to see. I should just peek in there and
No,
check things out.
He's super paint by the numbers. He's not he's not thinking about it. And even that brings. I mean, the point you made. I mean, just this Jewish ritual. He just doesn't even. He has no interest in participating or stopping any point of delivering the ark to do this sort of thing. He just wants to deliver the ark. I mean, I don't think he is interested in what's in it. He's pretty much removed from all the religiosity of it.
Yeah. Although, the more I think about this,
spiritual component of it.
Yeah. But if you think about it, everything we've heard about Hitler in this movie, he's super into this stuff. So he probably has given orders like, hey, treat this thing with, whatever Belloq says goes in terms of the ark. Like he knows how to handle it because they, spoilers, they film it and stuff at the end. So DeFerber's going to know whatever they did with this.
Right.
So it seems like they're probably working under his orders. That kind of makes sense, I guess.
Well, what's
he's like the
interesting
scientist they
though,
have to follow.
well, it seems like I said, like Belloq kind of calls an audible here. They're going back, and he's like, no, let's open it.
Well, right. Well, he's using, reverse psychology.
No, that's pretty ballsy to do, though.
Well, I'm wondering if is Tote behind it? Like, because Tote's just kind of standing back there watching all of it. Is he the guy that's actually in charge?
He slinks away, man. He doesn't want anything to do with this.
Yeah.
What's interesting is clearly from here on out, Belloq is in charge.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's a strange pivot.
It is weird because it's like a reverse pivot because it seemed to pivot away from him in Cairo after they got the Ark. But now he's back. Yeah, I agree. He's back in charge.
Right.
Maybe
you're
Dietrich's
right.
in charge of the operation and Belloq is in charge of the Ark. So he has to defer to him on things that deal with the Ark.
Yeah. Or he has to defer to him.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, can I just say, the Nazis have like the best branding manager ever. Have you noticed there's a flag on everything? They have everything lined up. It's like they're going to put their logo on everything. It's, just do it.
They're very orderly, if nothing else, those Nazis.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of Nazis, the guy who says to Belloq that the altar is ready, he's the fakest Nazi in the movie. He seems very fake Nazi to me. Not just because he's speaking English, but he's like got such a crazy German accent. It's like he's in the school play or something.
It's the Ark.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: how did they know with this? Like, well, I guess they knew from the going back that in the Bible. Was it listed? Did they tell what the Ark looked like and the dimensions? Because they seem to have a box that's perfectly fit.
Yeah, I think that's Indy's box.
We talked
still.
about that. They did. They
Yeah.
do. They do describe the Ark of the Covenant in the Bible pretty well.
Okay.
Yeah, it does give actually dimensions and what it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, I knew about the angels or the on the top or the seraphim on the top, but I didn't know if they gave actual dimensions. So they knew to get the. I mean, even later on, spoiler alert, they seem to have a seamstress on call because they have an exact covering to fit.
Yeah, that's probably Toad.
Oh yeah,
in the background.
yeah.
So they did plan ahead. So Belloq did sort of know that he was going to do this.
Yeah.
Well, the box. To be clear, the box belonged to Indy and Sala.
Yeah. That was their magic crate, and then
that's
the Nazis
There
painted
was their
on.
little Home Depot Ark of the Covenant box.
But getting back to Belloq's whole argument of like, you need to open this to find out if it's the real Ark. Is there any chance in anybody's mind that this is not the Ark? Like they went to Tanis, they went to the Well of Souls, they pulled it out of a thing. And I mean, is that possible that that's not the Ark? And by the way, his whole, I mean, we're skipping way ahead, but his litmus test for whether or not it's the Ark fails. Like the 10 Commandments aren't in that thing.
We're getting ahead, but
We
I'm
are.
not sure I believe it. Yeah.
Okay,
I
we'll
mean,
get there.
the problem is, I hate to say it, but if you really did go all the way back to Berlin, and you open up the Ark of the Covenant, and it's I don't know, like a Jack in the Box comes out or something. I mean, yeah, it would be a bad scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're making sure that what you're delivering is the right thing before you just show up and look like a fool.
Yeah.
Because probably the Führer would probably kill them if it wasn't the real one.
I guess that's part of what I'm getting at. It's like, well, wait, you sent me to Tanis to find an object that looks exactly like this. And I found the one thing in Tanis that looks exactly like this, DeFerber. Go a little easy. Anybody
Well,
would
no,
have made this
I
mistake.
think that this is about Belloq being impatient. This isn't about double checking. I think that that's just to convince Dietrich that, I mean, Belloq wants to open it right now. That's what's up. He's not going to wait, and he's just using. I mean, he is incredible speeches. That guy is so convincing in everything
Yeah.
he does. He is without a doubt the best speeches in the movie, and he convinces Dietrich here. Hell, he convinced me, and but I don't think it's about that. I think he knows they got the Ark of the Covenant. I think it's actually he's not going to wait till Berlin, and he wants to be in charge of it here too.
That's totally true.
He's way more hands-on.
Yeah.
If they open it now.
That's true.
I like thinking there are like 10 more of these back in Tanis. They just haven't felt like they have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had to throw off the scent like for grave robbers,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Oh, you broke up the set. That's terrible. They look so nice together, all 10 of them. But, the original plan was to put the Ark on that plane and take it right to Berlin.
Well, we don't know actually where.
Well, that's
they
true.
take it right to-
They don't say where they're flying, do they?
Did you discuss the set, the fact that was a real original Nazi cave submarine area? Like, did you guys discuss?
Yeah,
Pete, you mentioned that,
talked
right?
A little bit.
Yeah, okay. I was just interesting because you guys knew that they got the submarine from Das Boot, I guess,
Yeah.
the movie.
Oh yeah.
And then they just found this place. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That they just found an old Nazi headquarters and set it for a movie like this. So, kind of lends a sense of realism to it.
How long did that take
it's
to
cool.
render?
But yeah, it's so they could steal the Ark and open it there.
But yeah, I mean, just to revisit again, if they open the Ark of the Covenant in Berlin, I mean,
What?
that would be big. It's like, I mean, Yahweh would have melted der Ferber's face.
Well, they obviously don't think that that's what's going to happen. I mean, Belloq wouldn't open it if he thought that's what was going to happen. I mean, you're right. That would have been great. That would have taken care of a lot of problems that the
That was
world
the
had.
plan. Apparently.
Well, the
Whose
plan was to
plan?
have the Ark in front of the army, which, like, right? Wasn't that the point? Was
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
army
Yeah.
has that in the league.
Yeah,
So they would just kind of push it up in the front.
yeah.
But
But
you know what? That didn't work for the Philistines.
it didn't even work for the Israelites.
Yeah, it only half worked for the Israelites,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
they won that whole Jericho thing, but
Whoever does PR for the Ark is brilliant. Pulled the wool over a lot of people's eyes.
Good marketing.
Yeah.
I gotta say, go ahead, Pete.
That was me.
Oh,
but
well,
was Tom.
then let me talk.
But go ahead, Pete. They cut to Indy in his uniform. By the way, I cannot believe that last week we didn't make the connection of Indy stealing a Nazi uniform versus Han Solo stealing a stormtrooper uniform.
Yeah,
They're huge failures, and I apologize to everyone. But I like the
Wildly
music.
negligent.
Yeah, I mean that's inexcusable. Come on.
Sleep on the job.
Yeah. Ugh. We're bad nerds. But I like the Raiders theme is playing when they cut to Indy, and he's kind of trying to be very casual, and the Raiders theme is very like, nothing to see here.
Yeah. You're giving me away. Shush.
Indiana Joneses. I don't know who that is.
So do you think that shove is intentional, or do you think that shove is
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
100% intentional?
Oh, yeah. Like I think he sees
Yeah.
Belloq and drives right into it. That's what I've always assumed anyway. That's how I've always read it that way.
I know. You could read it that he was kind of like, oops, I wasn't looking, and I almost got caught by the guy.
I've always hated when Indy bumps into Belloq.
Why?
Like, I hate that scene. I actually really don't like that few seconds. It's weird, and it doesn't make any sense. Because here you have Indy. I mean, think about it. Indy just crawled out of a ship's vent system, and he secretly swam into port. He snatched and pummeled 2 Nazis just to make sure that he got a uniform that fit. And then he does that, and he hits Belloq hard.
Yeah.
And he hits him really hard, and he stops right in the middle of the entire port. Like, and then he stops and turns around like, hey, and he looks at the boat, and he kind of looks at like he nails him. And you're like, why did you even bother beating up the second guy also just to get a better uniform?
Yeah. Oh, you know what though?
I mean?
You know what?
He spent so much time hiding and scurrying about and ditching Marion.
But you know who he learned from? He learned from his buddy Sala. He just did a goofy, clumsy thing, and now no one's going to pay any attention to him.
Tucked and rolled, he would have been better.
Exactly. If there had been a hill of sand to roll down, he would have done that.
That's funny. I always just figured he's still, no matter what, he still just shoots from an emotional place.
Yeah.
And he's really angry at the sight of Belloq.
Yeah. I mean, you can read it as he sees Belloq and he can't like go at him, but he's like, I'm just gonna.
He makes this stuff as he goes along, so he just felt like
exactly.
Give him a good shove.
I could see how you could argue that it's a little bit Temple of Doom or something. Like it's a little.
It's a little Temple of Doom. Yes, thank you.
But how does Belloq not like turn around and scream at him? Like, you idiot.
Yeah. Or how does
He's
Dietrich
like,
not yell up at him?
I think Belloq's going like, oh my God, I can't believe we're going to open this thing.
Right, he's not noticing anything.
Can't believe we're going to perform a circumcision.
Whose car is that? Why do you think there's a car there? Like, do you think there are roads on this island?
I was wondering if that was Belloq's convertible, is it?
Oh, is that the one from... But that wouldn't fit in the sub.
I don't think anything would fit in that. That is weird. Yeah, why is there a car there? That is really weird. I was assuming they brought his car from Cairo for some reason. Gosh, that's a really
cars
good
are
question.
short supply.
Why is there a car there? Even if it's a totally different car, why is there a car there?
And why don't they use it later on?
Yeah, God, please. Why don't they use it later on? My God.
And if you ever if you've seen Das Boat or see it inside a U-boat, it'd be interesting, like where they actually put the ark too.
Yeah. You'd almost have to touch it to get it in there, like jimmying it around corners and stuff.
Like kicking it and shoving it. And...
Yeah. But then that guy who's holding it dies, and so it's easier to get around that corner.
You have a little more space.
Yeah, he evaporates, and then you can just use that space to get around. Yeah.
Maybe they just dragged it behind.
Yeah, maybe.
Took a rope up to it.
It's not a big inner tube.
And maybe, Indy rode on top of the ark.
Yeah.
I was going to say, we have a problem with where they put Indy, so.
Yeah.
The
magic U-boat.
You can go water skiing on it.
Yeah. That's a movie.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool. Yeah. Well, do we have anything else for minute 101?
Nope.
We got a lot of walking ahead of us, so speak your mind if you need to.
Drink some water.
Yeah. Well, before we get to minute 102, Chris, why are you here? Where can people?
I just walked in the door and you guys just threw me on a microphone.
Yeah, we were really excited to do this show by ourselves, and then you just showed up. That was really weird.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
I always ruin everything. Why am I here? Because I'm a nerd. I'm a cartoonist. I do a lot of work for Marvel and DC, and I do a bunch of children's books. And I was actually on Star Wars Minute a couple of times.
Yeah.
So so I've actually I don't know if you guys know this, but I did do a couple of Topps does trading cards, and right before they did Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, I got a call to do sketch cards for them. So I've done I've done some sketch cards for them. It was interesting because I got to actually see, they gave me I had to sign a non-disclosure agreement, and then they had to sent me a bunch of images from the movie like a couple months before it came out. So that was kind of a cool thing to...
Oh my God, that is cool.
Yeah, and you just really didn't know what was going on too much, and there was lists of characters, and you were just like, okay, what is this guy doing? Who is this person? But it was kind of neat to just be able to have that and be like, oh my God, like I'm in on this stuff. So
that's cool. Was there ever a point when you were looking at him and you were like, I'm not sure?
You know what? It was funny. The only thing that gave me pause was the fact that Harrison Ford stayed gray, and he just seemed so much older, and that kind of threw me. because it was just like you just always think that Indy is going to be always in that age range, and so I had a you sort of you look at it and you go, okay, how's this guy going to be swinging from the rafters, and look, I don't know how old he was supposed to be in that movie, but like I'm fast closing on 50, and like I'd be like, are you kidding? I can barely walk down the steps without like so but it was neat, and there was a lot of hope and then a lot of depression afterward.
We all know the feeling.
Yeah.
Did you know about the refrigerator?
I did not. Most of it was because you were supposed to do drawings of the characters, and so they really just gave us a bunch of headshots, and when they would do shots of like the clothes and stuff like that, so you would have that. So it was but it was still neat to be a part of it, and I've done other cards for the Star Wars sets as well, and
cool.
And I'm working on the Star Wars books right now, and I'm actually writing and drawing an R2-D2 story as we speak, which will be out in November.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah, that's incredible.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun stuff. So yeah, I'm like the total nerd. I'm definitely I'm the Indiana Jones guy. I've done. I don't know if any of your guests have talked about like the Indiana Jones show down in Disney World, or
sure.
Or the Indiana Jones ride out in Disneyland. I'm like a nerd for that stuff, and always buying up the action figures and whatever I can find when they have down there, and yeah, so it's I totally nerd out with that stuff.
We understand completely.
Yeah, I know. I'm speaking to the choir, preaching to the choir.
Well, we're glad you stopped by. We're glad you tumbled into our show.
I appreciate you having me on.
Where can people find you if they want to check out your stuff?
You can just go to Chris Eliopoulos. I know, just you can spell it any way you want. .com. There's links there, and or go open up any Marvel comic. You usually find me. I've been working for them for over 25 years, so
that's awesome.
Yeah, there's like I guess there's an online Marvel database and of listing of all the credits for everybody, and there's only 2 people who have more. It tops out at 5,000, and they don't go beyond 5,000 credits, and there's only 2 people that have exceeded that.
Wow.
One of them is Stan Lee, and the other is me.
Wow.
I was going to jokingly say that. That's hysterical.
I don't get any cameos in the movies though. So.
Someday.
Yeah.
Someday. So
maybe this appearance will get you a cameo on the next indie movie.
Yeah.
How does it not?
See?
Well, I feel like at Eliopoulos. I mean, that sounds like something the British Museum would be interested in.
Oh boy. Yeah, you just put them up anywhere. Just take them and put them up.
Exactly.
Nobody will stop you. It seems.
Well, that's incredible. We're glad you're going to be here all week.
Oh, I have to stay?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Well, the door's locked.
All right.
It's a time thing, and yeah, I'm sorry. But, we got sandwiches, we got macaroni and cheese. It'll be okay.
Do you have any dates?
No, they were all bad.
Oh,
We ate them.
We ate them. Pete, where can people find us and check out our stuff?
You can find us at IndianaJonesMinute.com. You can find us on Facebook. And if you want to join, we've got a special page on Facebook, Indiana Jones Minute and the Listener's Crusade. And you can talk more about individual episodes.
And you can also listen to us talking about the next minute 102 of Raiders of the Lost Ark here on the Indiana Jones Minute.
Malta has been prepared with your radio instructions, sir.
The one true Ark.
Is that so weird? What if Belloq killed Forrest off?
That's weird.
That is really weird.